On heading to this summit isn't exactly a slap in America's face. My next guest says wait until he rolls out the red carpet for Iran's Ahmadinejad at the UN next week. Republican Congressman Eric Cantor says this is why we need to just get rid of the UN. He is, of course, the chief deputy majority whip. Congressman, how do you do that?
Well, Neil, I tell you, it's really outrageous to see that, a member nation such as Iran has the privilege of being a member in that body and then proclaim the right to assume the podium and speak to the world via the General Assembly of the United Nations. We all know Ahmadinejad is a maniacal dictator. He has not only called for a denial of a Holocaust, he continues to fund his nuclear program in violation of every UN resolution that has been passed on the subject. And he continues to sponsor terror around the world, and he is aiming and has said as much to bring down America and cause the end of the world. This is not the kind of man that we should see on American soil speaking to the General Assembly of the United Nations.
Congressman, with all due respect, there are a lot of quacks at the UN, right? Where do we judge our quack line?
Well, I think, that statement right there, it is true. I mean, the United Nations is in desperate need of reform. And, in fact, I join the likes of Nobel laureate Elie Wiesel and other international groups who are pushing to remove Iran from the United Nations for its violation of the Convention on the Punishment and Prevention of the Crime of Genocide. I mean, listen, Iran and Ahmadinejad, they are not nice people. And, frankly, have flouted international law to the extent that they do not deserve the respect of being a member of that body and being able to assume the podium and speak to the world.
But as you know, Congressman, there have been scores of other, malcontents and problem leaders who've been seated at the UN. It's sort of like a rogues gallery sometimes, but it's a gallery. And I guess short of Xing out this guy and others who might be just as reprehensible, then what do? Do you just shut down the UN? You move it to Belgium? What do you want to do?
Well, really, we can speak with our money here in America. We provide an awful lot of taxpayer dollars to fund the operation of that place. Ambassador Bolton has been an individual there who is fighting for the reform of that institution. And as we know of any world institution such as that, it is not easy. But we ought to give him and give the President every bit of tool that they need to force reform in that institution and, frankly, withhold dollars and withhold funding.
But we've done that before, right? We went through years without paying our dues to the UN. UN was still there. Then we made up arrears and made things fairly current. They still have problems with the United States. So with money, without our money, this sentiment, anti-American, whatever you want to claim it is, persists. So I guess the next logical step is, do you just kick them out, period?
Well, again, I think they rely very heavily on the fact that the United States is a significant patron country of the United Nations. And, in fact, when we did withhold some money, we did see some reforms take place. We've got to stick to it, and we've got to make sure that the United Nations and its member countries understand that we mean business and speak where our money is.
All right, Congressman Cantor, thank you very much.
Thank you.